ya hwefo nyina kwa abashonko emfambra showdown jumedie so ewo Kumasi online TV Friends of Ken TV and our Facebook TV showdown de ye ekoso o my Ghana and a Monday ekosi Friday na ya se wa mebetena fidie mu hanum say neja mapensen ni nyina mu neja de metuja nso de na matuja ede ama wo mo mehwe wonya subscribe to channels na mehwe so be subscribe de ama me wo subscribe we ja jumedie dane de nyina no menemo a na edi ntino do adwenche so be fa comment section asenso ede ama me wuwi a no wa share video we ama onu ebi no eja ono so wa share ede ama obi foforo eja na ya se watena se de ekoso o my God ode ni nyina no e ba be som munim so ba ya de minsuro hwe ya na mi de asem ne se de ete no mesi ni pay ne busua maye den maka ni pay asem ne ye no krenko ade enya de afiansa na me de ba be dane na me betu se bi da bi no kra me ka wo fidie mu hanum se emfa wo ne nipa a wo ye emfa wo ne nipa ban emfa wo se nipa ne me yada na se me yada no ya de na enye nko ade a me fa ye no wo fidie mu hanum se na de obe ya de so sefata so se me boda ba so de busua ya de me bona ba so wo fidie mu hanum se ye the social stories be so mo sa so and national issues politics NPP ni NDC especially NPP amanyoko ne sansa wo mo na enche kra no wo mo de wo mo kokromoti ekwa akoto aba eyi flag bearer obedi wo manim kind that is 2028 na wo ma hwe se NDC aban said de wo mo sho ba ye ya wo mu na ha Mondays kosi Fridays dia de ekosu ni nyina no e na ma pensen mu e de ama mo so adane de nyina no aya na mo jebre mo comment especially Emilia nyankopon ensha ye papa mo a mo share video we ni ade mo a mo hwe wo Thick TV Friends of Ken Kumasi online TV dane de nyina no e ya de am ya appreciate mu nyina ye papa na enne de nshu de ebusua de ekoso o my Ghana nti e na magi judge asemde ni nyina no e ba be so mo ne Wednesdays communicators e be ba be ka me ho wo fidie manum say na ya twetwe enkomo saso e na hana ATP wodin samaja aba wan krata ne mu na ya de obeba be pensen ni nyina mu e de amaye na ensame so de mabone bede ankasa miri ni nyina no esom miri ene nana ya sewa me se mo mbre no ma me enwre mu e me kodi na cha ne enkomo twetwe ni bi e be koso ye nuanum kokombafo ane wo ma ba bonte aba be kasa ne nyina no efa tribal politics agese ne epeje ni musu ewo NPP amanyoko ni mu a wo mo de ye twapia ewo wo ma no kokombafo aba be san wo muti e de afiri mu saso na Kennedy akompre ko hene Japan no so wedi enkomo bi ebusua ne koma wedi no metina metie asem na mse papa we de sanka NPP amanyoko dane de nyina me betina fidie manum se na ko wo mutie shopemu a anke ni kwan kra sanko obi ni Kennedy epre e wasanko omo ma Kennedy akonya ne se ko na ko lead party na ko gi inkunimdie ebre party because maka kire mo se NDC amanyoko no ye mampeni ene His Excellency John Dramani Mahama oko 110 2028 na nadwuma ni nyina aba na wie ye NDC for entumi mfa ne nkobium eye dan ya NDC for be yi candidate for say ono mra na ombedi wo manim se be ye Julius Debro se be ye Siedu Nketie o se be ye Sami Jemfio se be ye Okuja to abloko ehye wo mo ankasa wo mo to nipa na wo mo de ne beba no so on hwe se wo be kwa 110 there bi obepre se obetwa 8 years na ye imagine se de ne Ghana 40 Ghana for baby a obefe bia no wo mo bo akompre ko hine Japan din se wono ni obi a wo mo pe na se NPP amanyoko na se delegate the police station executives wo ma fa akompre ko hine Japan na mba no wo mo sa akofa alaji 38 sad de babioma yembisa se na NPP amanyoko no mo betena fie sei na je se 12 solid years nti no NPP o NDC o ye ne de obi besie ye de ye team de obeba bia no de ye hwehwa ne se nipa no beba bebu o man no my Ghana betumpon na o my Ghana be fa ne ntuma pefra Kennedy nkoma abusua na wa ensam a wode eto abonten no in fact ensam na anohye ankasa saso e na afanyoma kings wono so edi nkomo bia ne nyina no ye be wewura honom na eja ya twehwe enkomo de afa ho na no adabe me betena fidiem hanum se ka chem se eyade a MPP amanyoko no wo mo bibia wo mo friend proxy voting na sa proxy voting ni eye candidate 5 a wo mo gina nyina say yemfa kokromotene nto omo so aba no emu 4 ese wo mo nje proxy vote ndi ba ko be die wan de obi besie why say nsuo wo chine mu anani abedi a wo pese proxy vote no etumi ba so e bia na wo nte proxy vote na se ekọ anim no meto mebo me chirechire me na ebekọ ahoma ne soso akọ akọdhwe enkomo ene ade nyina. Now over the weekend, AGYAPONG ewo one of the media stations emebo di TV3. Ni nyina no program bi a wo mo ya sa program no political show to say the daddy day na me betina video ma no say meye. Na yetonsa the friend Dr. Dumfa and a Professor Jampo. Bia wunni Professor Jampo ye papa ya meka ne say 3-4 years ago. Ni video bi ba bonti a university lecture or kira de ewo Legon. Video ba bonte na chesa baba we bia wo se na de hua nkoyie ya obesa nkeja wo ko hu ne neja wo kire na de kakra so ko wie che na papa yi allegedly we kwa de allegedly bi anim because audios ni ade na etwegu watam ne be ma de ato ne kon ho na wo ka che oba so oba ne mesra no ma oba ne hye short ni kese on hye de at least oba be attracted na nya bibia na ye school a chese budget na ha wo bebia na obi e ka se ba no university lecturers idia chese wo mu bi wo hono ma wo mu be ma ne de abusua tokuro biara eyade a be ma ne bewura mu obi wo hono ma wo ko school ni grace nya ne ade wo be hu lecture na bia lecture bia eyade ya wo be kire ye menti ase abua me kakra o no atam ne be ma na ode ato ne kwa ho na wo kwa akope tokuro bebi na ode de be ma no akwa akohye na sa o incident ye abusua ekoda ye ena na anu ada TV3 fo wo program a wo mu ye ena eja ye ma Professor Jampo ye ma na kwanya no won fa nanum nsam nto wo ye wi a na eja Dr. Dumfe ono so ye ma na kwanya no so ono so fa nanum nsam enfento ho na Professor Jampo akasa wie Dr. Dumfe ba be kasa no en wo ba be kasa o so obi ti say Professor Jampo e bra no ye president wo UTAG no na de ba ko anu ota eye pan se o ye so politically oriented sanko obi anko obegina mfimfin menye NPP ni menye NDC ni asam ne sade tin mi si de pay na makane pay no according to Dr. Dumfe en wo be kire say Professor Jampo de oye too political chese we yi nanim ase NDC na wakasa asem ni wieye no eja Professor Jampo so anya ne de ena Professor Jampo so be so say masa eto de bia medadwen ho kura say wo ya academia na medwen ho amenti ase iti records be na say dem pan ye hwehwe ye nti nam so a ebe ma wo be ye lecture e we Legon and ye wakasa asem ne so kire Dr. Dumfe na no so etu ne sa kom en wo no so be respond be ka say awenga wo so a wo ye lecture je say what Obama de ato ko ho agese tokuro bia no wode Obama bewrem de no so no yenka ne se na ne abusua be ye heated ene ne eja wo mu exchange blows ni ade e chese ntoko asi ye wo TV3 premises no na nya asem ketwa yen de eja yen ya ye be ka ho asem ya ka ho asem awie yenim sa asem yi akoda afi ye da sole ya Professor Jampo ne lawyers wo meteblim letter teten de aba abonte a letter na omde aba abonte no wo mu eche se ya de Dr. Dumfe nsem na wo kanye no won bra bonten no mesesa na no na wonsa so embepa ne chew and the lawyers and there's a statement na ba bonten we na lawyer question ono so de afutu abusua afutu no ano ohia ankasa de aba bonten say Professor Jampo you Legon ho a wo kire de yi amafu bebre kita wo records nanu ade beto abe fontentan fidie so comment section na se ababa we bi sukura ba be kase onimuye papa e ba ne se won fa wo be manto ko wachi a wo ya ade tokuro bia wo pese wo wura mu bi e na lawyer kwesi na tu Professor Jampo say e mani try cross ade we be mana ba be ye court sensem wo munyi free court wo mo mra fie na wo mo mbeka wo masem na asem ni fancy wa se Professor Jampo entie na wo koso aye no ye be court evidence ni niam be ba bonten se Professor Jampo allegedly eyade a wo guess enya asem ketwa na me emiti he die busua mehu a lot of amanfo a wo mo so chiro comment ni ade na papa we bone odi edi ye papa we die wa ye me so die kamea ka Professor Jampo ye be serew asem eda honum na ma wo machi a enkopre wo se bulldog kraman kakraka de obi fie ya chiro beware of dogs edi asem honum beware of dogs wo weni wo hu krama yi po a wo te wo de wo still na me ko hri wo de esim na ko hri wo ni sim na kraman ne bewe wa wo bi na aya na we de be na mabu nti mesre so obetie na hwopam de a mesre wo ne Dr. Domfa mu nyina mo kira de wo legon mo solve mu issue na mo ma asem no ensi ho no ma na baby a wo keka kone ade yi de wan hwe ye ya na je se de 3 years ago video e ba abonte wan hwe na akwa akosen enom metwa so de amamo hwe de ene na kum chacha wonu so edi nkomo bi na kum chacha ne nkoma a wedi nyina ne se NDC amanyo kwori de ohun ne se yeden ya 2028 eyade a NDC party no ebetumi edi nkuni me san se NPP party no akwakwa yese Genesis 11 and full of confusion just me to me bosanka me kai Genesis 11 ni na ebuhia ma ba be chire mu ma kaya mi huni ti no me huni nan nti efiansa na mate ase na enti akum chacha e ka se NPP amanyo kwoni sisi ano it is full of confusion who really cry won ti ase who huni ti e na who huni 90 just say Genesis 11 said ye ti no sa na NPP party no aba be ye okasa ye edify enkabom hu ebe kire se enkabom eni NPP party ni mu a wo mo forget na 2028 election enya dia ebetimi afam ede ama wo mo sa so enana kunedu Ajimai Rollins ye first fourth republic ye first female first lady our dad benkum show last month no nyame ya doma 28th of this month ya November ena na yie no eba so ewo Independence Square anopa 6 am ma mani tua se Kumasi Online TV de ye the update ni nyina be show mo ye be kwa kopie mu ho no ye be twa ni nyina no e de amam nti no wa pese wo ko bi ni me pa location no eye Independence Square e be sha se 6 am 28th of November, that is next week Friday yeah da ye ni me na watch the last Friday I just say a 1 month we mu no e na na ye no e koso na no dwume kwa wo maso mase a me di showdown dwume die esomo e Lionage Clinic GH4 Ebacho Lioness Clinic GH4 say yade eda so a wechi a wunya anu eduro no brabe pie mu e wo ma hwe ye na wo mo ma ebibiduro papa cha say yade ni nyina no ebetumi etutu akọ nti wo ye be ma na ye full stop wo de na da ne koma wo de ne de weni ba oba ne so anu apepe wo ye oba na cha say won so de fibroid e ha wankasa o menstrual cycle no adane something which is the as they say syphilis gonorrhea HIV gono cha say yade just atia ka wo so abepacho mekanfo wo mo ede ama okopie mu wo makachi eduro papa wo mo de ebe ma na eja yade ni nyina no etutu akọ wo ho sensem nyina ye problem a wo de trust me na kopie mu wo makachi wo mo ye adwuma Mondays ekosi Saturdays anopa 8 am ekosi enumre 6 pm wo mo echi akwai so Kumasi wo mo tech maxima ena nkramante mu so no wo mo ewo sphincters free consultation wo frɛ wo mo a wontu asike bi abetibia frɛ wo mo 0559658403 and as 0558143438 neja woni wo mo atwetwe enkomo ebusu ya yenkwe ye ra ensem ni mu dia na chese wiki ana na watchi one of the stories are actually ye papa BUGRI NAABU nsem a wo kokekan ye say ye nuanom a wo northern region the 5 northern regions one delegates in the police station executives ni ade ehia se Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia wo mo de ntene wo mo fa kokromote no ento abanfa ma wo mo na Kennedy akompre ko hene Japan kra de wo mpenani ma hwe kra recording eneja ebeto abonte a sa recording ni nyina no na no adam be ka kire mo se NPP amanyoko no issue communicate se wow we aspirant 5 a wo mujira no wow pese wo kopie mu wo police station bia na okotwetwe enkomo wo honom no make sure say constituency and as region a wo kosho no yade a wo ne mpenifu a chese wo mo NPP party no wo mo be kwa akohia na ono wo mo akotwetwe enkomo nti Kennedy ba be the northern aspirant no yeso okosi BUGRI NAABU isho na ne nkrofo ne kasa so nka Kennedy beba eye northern region na me adoma eda saint na oba ye besan ko oba no behia o na eja ono ohwehwe nkomo na ohira o eno na bugri na abu de ba be ka se David akompre ko hene Japan kra de mempe nani mahwe kra ene yesi ebisa ne sa den Kennedy aye bibia anka kana nka odwan on to ba ko mbe koto emfa me pa wo chow na wo de agi odwan bugri na abu se e ka ne ntwe nko ade anka obetumi atobi na Kennedy akompre ko hene Japan na nkasa ena won pe nani mahwe Kennedy emu na be mo kopie mu the 5 northern regions ye nyina ye nim de okoye de ekosi ye amafo kire se wo mo to obama ne 2023 threat ni ade na eba wo mo so ni ade nyina na matena fidie manum se aka ni nyina no ede a kire mu na bugri na abu ne nsama a wode ba abonti obeka se the 5 northern regions no bie no obeto obade ama Kennedy akompre ko hene Japan ne konkom mafo wo mo kasa mafo an wo ka Kennedy akompre ko hene Japan team no wo no so ba abonti aba be responde wo se sa ndie ma na e ko ni nyina no ne wo ka che bugri na abu se e ya de akoko mafo wo mo nka hu bi koko mafo wo mo hu mmo mu bi wo mo nim bibi biara chese Kennedy akompre ko hene Japan wa ye de ama wo mo ebre chese wo mo ho kire wo mo no yi wo mo hospital na chese wo mo hia generator plant kese pa no akompre ko hene Japan na top plant e di besi ho no e de ma wo mo sa so e na ebre na chese niema enko ye mfa ma wo mo no Kennedy lodi eduane track ma e na di ko si ho no e ma wo mo nyina no wo mo nya bidi ye anso ho no ma Kennedy yo bi a chese ba no ku yi farmers na oji wo mo hu ye papa inti wo mo ni de wo mahu bibi shunku bi wa kompre ko hine Japan mu eno nti na wo mu di na chinti ensema a chese bugri na abu ka na me na mama amanfo akwanya nsema mo nto aba ne fa ma Kennedy ni ade konkom mafo se wo mo de wo mu yi wo mo hu edi firi mo bie no no obetumi a kire wo mo nipa wo mo fa kokomote no ento aba emfa ma no mesha so obeka me ho ne akọ na yakọ akotie sansem we nyina no abasisia
iki honorable Canada Japan so fra sin central no abetwa nuane articulator money oil cooking oil wakwa chama afane afanyina so omontimi ni no mon survival nti yakaya nua ahwan ne ya nua honorable Canada kompre kwa Japan ne ya nua nti yabesere mo asema baaye ye konkomafo ye twa ho fri ne tipo no ayo no nkwa na adwene ene woka nti ya mpanyi bugri naabu wanka ma wono ana ho na enya na adwene ne nye nkonkomafo nyina ne notes ni nyina adwene mimi ye konkoma ni me na me obi a medi Canada Japan anim e wo konkoma communities ya man omohu ye mayenkofo delegates na hu ne nyuma papa a wowade ma oman no ne nyuma papa a wowade ma Ghana ne nyuma papa a wowade ma ye konkomafo ye adwuma nyina ye kuayo no obi ba no so ode kuayo adwuma na betiesie oman no ha na kese ba ma yen nti ye de konkomafo nyina ya gina tum ba ko pe ya fa ne so ono ne ye nua wa ya bida obi a one the president da, one year vice president da, one year running mate da, one year minister da. Nso watima bie nyuma magana fo mebu no. Over 7,000 eye adwuma wo mu a ye konkoma fo ya nye ne da so se Canada Japan so ba. Obema ye adwuma ne bia ye. Yo.
Sia na chese konkom mafo no no ana wo so wo nim de Kennedy aye wo nim emu a chese Kennedy di aboa wo mo wetumi employee nipa over 7,000 na no ada Kennedy ankasa betu nanum tuo se enkrofo a chese wo yi adwuma kra e wo ne companies emududo na kra no eye nkremofo na chese yade a chese wo ne nordness ne nkremofo oni obi ani issue bia oni obi ani problem bia interese kwabra na tena se e try ne best as wo be create a whole issue once there is no issue no konkoma force wo ma twe wo muti die free mu wo nim dia papa ye dia ma wo mo e na papa kopie mu 5 northern regions so no ensema no wodi tudwa ne ensema no oka no wo nim sese ye ma papa ye kwanya ma na ba ye ma mpani wo krom manum say ya one of the places I hope develop papa the 5 northern regions it mesre ye papa obi asma okoka ye na Kennedy mbengremofo azem na Kennedy traiza woden tokwa beba eye nordness ne just eyi akanfo no mepacho obi disregard this information na asase ma just etwegu ne ade nyina no kura biara enim afenyo ma kense so eni abede de ekeka kwoni ade yina aka ye hwo se wo mo behwe no o maka ho asem na asomdwe atumi abei wo mo nya afa asomdwe ne maye ne so afenyo ne ni abede papa ebusua wo kasa de afa asomdwe hu bebi obefa bia wo kasa de fa peace wo se ye nyina ye nka ye humbom o ye nyina ye nka ye humbom na ye ka ye ho abom nko ade a ye ade a chese nkunimdie ebetumi aye NPP amanyoko ne de 2028 o se wo ma nka wo mo ho ambom a ye ade a chese nkunimdie no entumi ensi wakasa e de afa kwan a chese ndisi aban ba ye de wo mo de chema wutumi efemu ni ade o se to de bia chema wutumi na ade a wa ye ya chese ne ade che ni ade se bia wo di akoni aba wo court na akogwa wieji kwa ya se season ni niam nyina wo no a wantumi ntu kwan ono so kwa ne bank account kura so wo masan so kura de wo sa to so ene chema wutumi okopie mu court bia na chese la course ne de hye no ene chema na ne enim se ne na funu ne ade nyina ahyehye be ma ba chese ne bukura ne de kai show na chese be ma bo ebo pam na so ene chema wutumi ba aka ne ti pe ene si ne konso ne bode ne nyina no aye fia na ne ti no aye kakraka ene si ne konso eno na afenyo ma kese be ka sem adia NDC aban ba ye de wo mo di NPP fo efemu no sanka NPP party no enkabom ewo mu a anka chema wutumi kokota na ka wo mo nyina no edi echire na ka ebia wo mo bua chema wutumi ni ade ba esanse enkabom ni minti no wo bia hwe de ne eto chema wutumi na wo wie ye no ode ba beto aso se e ya de chese NDC aban amanyoko ewo honom ne chese pa efie bia mensa wo mu efie bia mensa wom empono NDC party nimpono mensa wom na anu ade ya eziedu nketia wote ne hu go monten sho wo so wo ye thank you to ne ade eno na afenwoma kese be ka se na ye thank you to na no yo na wo to ne wo de a kire amanfo se nyame ya adom na say His Excellency John Dramani Mahama omu na bomo de wia e ya de wo no so de ne ji hu so ono so be ba ye flag bearer de ama NDC party no sa so na Julius Debra wa je se wante se George bi ko so na de wa ko sheri kapampi bi na ne be ma na chia kwa akoda left na ndi ahode ageze beba bewura ne mu na ndi jogging ni ade nyina no na wo ye bi ni nyina no na ye kwan a wo fa so aton ne ho de ama amanfo se mampeni Mahama wi a menso no meba na so mpenifo frɛ wo mo ene wo mo tena se ka se da bi de mu ye enye mu dream party ne first wo mo nyina agya sa de na so eba NPP party nko a de atwe ka utu fo no na ageze wo bɔ na no bi be se wo bɔ na no na efiri wo mu be ba NPP party de nkabom aye friend nkabom e ya de a ebi enim kura nti afenyo kese sere nkabom e de ama NPP party ne se de be ya 2028 wo mu betumi edi enkonim kan ho ne yenkwa na yensa so nkotie ensam a wodi tudwa no emra sisia
me nkogina ha se de be ya nkabom na ye hia no because ye to abani wie 31st January yen aye wo parliament o mampeni dada kufo o mampeni dada Akufo-Addo Council of Elders led by Hackman former national officers a omuye mpenifo plus yen leadership in parliament ye we dwuma kese bi a sese ye se ye beboa na my party no aye one into no that is adia kese a eda makoma so se nyame ya adomo a yebenya flag bearer January 31st na as a minority leader no mene no flag bearer no atwehwe nyoma mu afa adwen ya cheche nyoma ye nyina ye de betu dwa na party no etumi akonenim because come what may 2028 we have to win. We need to work hard. We should be omodi ye the party members because of who say differences were in them.
Yes.
Shayenya a regional chairman, a chairman won't me. It's the system omodi dino. A year ago. But say ye one. Say omunim say hey MPP foi they are united. Hey MPP foi woka bakwa na waka or pipi and they will be careful. But omu say ye individuals we na wakoye bone we amfame ho
we ni penny we
charge sheet ni facts me my lawyer my courtroom practitioner and fibebre and then I beka me record in court prosecution bet you not trust them ebi no ma twa fa echema wuntumi o ma twa no hu nti wuti kwa wo yembe su wuntumi de wedi boni o enso na ya no kwa ade we de enya me tweme ho de bi omoboa ninya politics no mo ye nti we shouldn't even let the fight be the fight of our people who are in court. Wuntumi no work court ya fenyo mark na ede no kokko abro ye no mo de na kogina court ye hu se ye nyina na ye de yakọ mamma nkogina be bi nka se na omo ba ban mu no omo nye sika kro mo amaye omo kwa na di ye nti omo nko no NDC for no mo ho nti o enye sebe omo so bibia ye pepepe o but they have a certain understanding say politics there differences yan fan to nchen na yen kembo
you heard the interest of the
that party. Is why one say na say na I say do nkote call round
yes
say ono super flag bearership what is say Julius Debre call round edu bebi no mpenifo bi afre omo say munjai what I say
yes
do ebi en omo de but omo ti say the party first until we can also do the same thing flag bearership ade ya omo kwe candidate nankasa any echitai no, you don't need to talk about the strength of your opponent. Since 2012, I started to say Mijina or Winneba. Opening, me can't edit to me who say me opponent Mamboni did that.
I see.
Never, na me
from 2012.
2012, I started to say Mijina for MP. For elections, I'm not going to futuno. Me can't platform be a Mijina so cause me opponent no or you say there be eno ema vote o the ema vote ni say wodi wani su ade hunu mpacho metwi ni yaba
eno otwi na woka no eno na woka
me ware asante ni so
Alexander Afenyo Markins minority leader ena yako akwakotie nsem abanintini kasa ni nyina no oprichi peace wo kasa se munyina wonka muhumbom asem tu obi a munyina na monko boa na ye bia asamato we bra wa ba mu no we disika che se bia na mekra na me ho kire ma me bepie mu wa hweye wa meboa me na ba foforo abade abeche wa ma ba bedu echi se na party ni huntini ye nyina ye nka ye humbom ba ko debi na anu adame ka kire mu se hwe NDC party no hu wo mo ba wo mo no enye ba akufuo di o obi ebe di bi ba wo be che mana so obi a so ba eba no NPP party a de won bre wo party no wono kura na bedi na kese de amafo ye dirty west no oti obi memu no wono na mre no so ye be kwa kofa na firi honom di bre bi aba be hye ne nsa ye hye John Dramani Mahama na ye mampani wo ba ye hye appointment a wo ye amafo media personnel sa na wo mo bo de Roma NDC support NDC amanyoko ye hye wo ba ye wo chema na so obi a so na so ye party NPP de wo be kwa kofo obi a wa mre ye hye nkusidwuma na anu ada Hobson so wo ye ebua NPP amanyoko ma no win 2016 election mo suspend ya brante na brante e be kasa ye be ka niema wo ye de bua party na no masa so ama ya sa chia brante senye ye mampani Excellency John Dramani Mahama ba ye ya Hobson ado ye nya ni tididi mu a anka enne ya anka Hobson ado ye ogusu akwa court ni ade ba ebia na wo modidi eyi Kennedy odi wo modi ye Alan de aho ahomte free party ni mu the same thing wo modidi Kennedy ena Kennedy to say ena Kennedy be kwa wonko ena Kennedy ye Judas of the party ena Kennedy ye mpena asem ena Kennedy na ma eyi NDC for formation for MPP party no me kenso no mo amani tua sacrifices a who drop papa ye na me amiti hei na ebusua matabiri misika nyina nam de aba be hye Kumasi online media mu a na ene ma ekobo na ewo Kumasi online ya me ba hye meka manu atuma na me nka manu ntum Kennedy na mu wo hwe enye nda no wo hye ase so wo kasa o Kennedy enye nne ena Kennedy be hye ase akasa ye former president Kufuor time na Kennedy okasa ye sode a ye se na Kennedy kodi atem ena Kennedy e ka se bi MP before ye nkwasiafo sa asema Kennedy kan ye kwa na 2015 o eboa MPP by 2016 MPP by 2024 na MPP enwini no afide ye se bra Kennedy ko ka se MPP ye nkwasiafo MP before ye nkwasiafo no eno ne ka hu bi ena ama nipa na enwini election make sure on what sacrifice ne ade a wayɛ de ama party no na ma committee no ma kwa akohia na mudi nkomo na kwa brane a kyese se bia adwe ne nya adwuma no wa recording nkomo na mukodi ye no na ode akwa NDC station say wo monje na wo mo because ade a kyese NPP for no wo mo try ya so wo be create issue between the Achims and the Asantes anya bia ye wo obeka wano atuma na wonka wano ntu into oba agbanti bedi atama except for that because he has sacrificed so much for the party was sacrifice e dia ma party no to be enka na no ntum na ne sika odi awura party no nyina ne se bi enka nko ana se enhye saa keke mo shodi a mo preach peace na show just etori bi o mo connect meeting na me dwen wasen ngofo e wo mo connect meeting pa enkomo die be na kosho then wo mo kan wasam wo because issues bi wo hono ma e affect party na anka mo connect meeting na you people should raise those issues enye radio show na enye TV show e na mbeba betena beba be preach peace mo connect meeting nkofo a wo mo Emma eyi asomdwe ma party mu next meeting wo mo ka hu bi mo no wo mo ntena se na mo ntu wo mo nyina afo mono wa montena se na muntu wo nyina fa ma mumba TV show me preach peace na munko akire na munko ye something which is there ende ye mu se ni ye hu ayen ya no ati free ye hu aye beka ye nka ya no emfa ntum ewo hum na kompe ko hire Japan so akasa wasi delegate o ka kire wo mo se leadership enye sikache obi wo hono ma mre be so ye ba beto aba and the sika we ani ade nyina no oba be chiche dia ma obia but who ye delegate one am ya Roma 31st of January 2026 so beto aba ni bi no je wo ba da che ho ono akompre ko was sacrifice dia ma party no was sum NPP party no na enempo na wo ba no ni nyina no eye nnwuma oba obeba be bi adwuma oba obeba be yese enu nte no Emma woman gain there one budget 31st of January 2026 na wo mo fa kokomoti no enkoto abafon ono ne de oba adwuma oba bebie no afebo forever and ever obia benye biaye so wako school se wonko school se wo kra de prime krampo wanwia chese obeche manaso obia so ene ye wonuanom a wo mutifi ebusu adwuma no kra mu nya bi nje nti ye nya obi no okasa asem we ya e wo se etumi so ne mu ye na emoa biara obetumi di aboa ye nso no wetumi di aboa ye yenkwe na yenkoti akompre ko hene Japan ne nsem no emra sisia
enya di preko obi a obetumi ama oba adwuma ye na oba da achia ye yi na se wo ye mpanyimfo sei na mo manso atumi abehwe se nipa a wo enisuade hunu we ena wo se eto abama enye obi a odi bi sika besie na party emwa bi a wo mwa hwe emwa media ma NPP party to extend say e charge me treason enne ebinim so omu wuska yani a build party no emom the party no abeye yie ka kire say omu wuska enti ebebo musiketu oji sika ne memo obi abemo obi but yenwene ochina na anu sika ye di mamu ebi o wa na na anu sika yenwene hunamode mamu ebi o ho second dia Japan na ba ya enka mo madwuma ya yi wo madi ana second dia Japan na ba ya nke factories say ene de ba ama mrantie ni mabawa enya adwuma ye. I stand for industries factories adwuma na nipa bia no woni munyam ene wo adwuma so woni adwuma woni anu munyam oye bema na woni adwuma oyiri mu oye oba onye adwuma ukunu mu nti adwuma obi a obetimi ama watumi aye adwuma enye sika ahwe wo yire no ma sania onkosere politician bia sika no odi wani matwitwifo enam sabi sika woni bi. I'm going to empower you by creating jobs enu ne hiam
no ne message ne de abusua clear ankasa ne nsem nyina enjuma nti se mobetie na hwepemu dia na chese wose kokromote no kasa de ma Kennedy akompreko wo hene Japan nyame ya 31st of January 2026 abusua issue bi so ewo NPP party ni mu a me amiti he medika ya betena hanom say aka ho asem dada na minim sanka eja asem no ebekọ akoda na so ma hwe ni ma asem ne ntumi nkoda de cheni ade se bia no na chese issue no ba na eba so ni nyina no proxy voting ebia na obi ewo ho no ma chese proxy voting wonte ase proxy voting ne ye se me na ya se wasem ye delegate a nyame ya adoma 31st of January sameto aba ni bi na hana ATP so police station executive na ono so beto aba ni bi na me ya se wa ebia metu kwaye fro man ma kwa kopie mu o man Ghana na me kopie mu o honom no me si nyame ya adoma 31st na ye to aba no me emmetu binte no me di me voting rights no ATP nsa ATP nkodi lie na onfa kokomote ne nto aba mfa ma ne ho no otoma ne ho wi a na me amete he me hwe me die se bia me se to aba na makene de akompre ko hene Japan na ha na akoto aba no na eno no na empenifo tena se be hu se this whole proxy voting ni ade a chese ekeka ko ni ade no ade a emwa party ne sare se kwan bi a wo mo fa so a wo mo de wia abem ende ya obeti na ye wia me na osanka menya se na menya se ye wia mu ni ade sa kwan we ye kwan a wo mo fa so a wo mo di wia mu eno no na mpenifo de ba abonten be ka say this time round there is nothing like proxy voting uwa Ghana abeto wa aba wuni honum na wetu kwan a wo mfa wo right no emfa nche obi nsa se osimesi anaso obenten emra no ometo aba ne mfa mawo na candidate 5 year busua wo mu gina nyina no this all proxy voting won sensemi wo mo kan ye na Kennedy si medi mo ya adwen proxy voting de ni kwan se ekosho esan se ade a chese wo mo de fa so edi wia abamu ni say this time no se NPP wona wo mo sha abato so se wo mo nje sa ade ni ntumu de a me akompre ko hene Japan me nsu bi ginemu wo mo ko Brian champion si asema mo de aba abonte de ade ye kama ye papa proxy voting de ye nje ntum ye free one ye kwa ye kan se o say ya wedu twum honom ene du twum so si wo said ye NPP benefit wo mo share election she said wo mo si fa kasa ne ade de a ade e be boa because say rigging of elections na ya do so okuro ha dodo nti se wo mo so wo mo nje twum de ande no say ya wedu twum wo no so fo aso afi ye ko engineer kwabreje Japan na kwabreje Japan si this whole proxy voting ne ade akura ya na ekeka ko ne ade aya na emwa because emma at the end of the day ye beto aba ne be wie no na ensem bebre na bobo abanti no se obia simo mpene a ende me so gina kwabreje Japan me so mempene ebusua ye godu alaji 38 nkwade alaji 38 say ona ne nkrofo se proxy voting mekoso alaji 38 ene ne nkrofo say wo mo dia wo mo fo so say wo se proxy voting no eba so delegate fo so agina honom so aka say sa proxy voting no emwa because se me say ebia hana ekoto aba na me say hana to aba ne ma Kennedy akompre ko hene Japan ma me na se hana ne ye Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia a ebusua yenka no kura say ye sure say hana ATP be ko akoto ma aba ne dia ma Kennedy na onkoto obetu aba ne de akwa ba womia because Bawumia ne na ono ha na ATP no ope nti se be ya enkofa se ye wia election mu akofa we yaba no ye nje sa proxy vote no emfa ntum all 4 candidates say they are not going to accept proxy vote alaji 38 ne nkrofo nko ade wo ma social media ji so afa abusua wo ma Ghana fo nya asomdwem se chenchina wo say ye ji tumu na proxy voting no eba so na yedi kind de petition akoto neck amfa ene de so be da so le ya yes aso say national executive a wo mo wa brochire wo ma sa de petition for so asa ba beto neck adanya was say proxy voting na wo mo aka say emma so no was say proxy voting no etumi ba so na say 4 candidates na so wo mo nji ntuma edebe mpa na wo mu tiri mu nti a still na mu pia still na mo force say was say proxy voting etumi ba so na Ghana general election na obi se me de me voting right am obi ntini pa ne nkoto na wa wotena se na odwen sa de no aye bia se bi nyansa wom mo na mo so de amateur petition na tra nyansa bi ewo mu ana obi nkoto ba mienu na wokoto e de ma ne nyonko a de wono ne pe na de wo mpe no wokoto aba na e de amasa ne pa wo ebe ye odada. So I still don't understand nentia chesenne eyalaji 38 ne nkrofo ebusua wo mani abede and a proxy vote ne bekoso and a proxy vote ne betoso eye wo mo right ne ade and a one wo hwe election so wo NPP party ne mu say eyade a emwa 4 aspirants say wo mo njintum adenti na mo de mo ne sa 4 aspirants ne nyanya adwen say sa de ne emwa ntini ye njintum sa adwen boni ne mutirim na say ne mutirim say mo ba be wiemu a why are you people not accepting it? Into the Kennedy team, woman ya bede. And ya compare kwa hine Japan team. Woman ya bede and Kazima Bekachem say yadia. Womati anti-Reagan committee. The defense general Yabusia, Mzampaye Beja. And yes, each and everyone's vote will count. They see one northern region and the Kennedy kwa kwenya evidence. This time no, ebi NCBM. Kennedy for woman need that hono man kasa. It's almost what GH nemu. Say proxy voting. Question ne enkoso china. 4 candidates ni nyina di tum se ni kwan se ekoso nti nipa ba ko na wono ne de. Was still na was say question no. Was na wonte ase a yenja ne kwan free NPP party no no kra de. Ye hu baby a wo free yo ba join na ye obi na ko fa so o mebo nti nka wa bebu awie na wonya ho adodode a wa men na o sanko okọ. Nise ja NPP party do mu bia wo mu nsem mu obi entini eso de anya hwe party ni mu a ene we huresi wo mu konso a wo ma wo mu nya wo ma hwumdwe no na lawyer Kobi eyo obi a tso no so kasa e de ma Kennedy akompre ko hene Japan wo no so a kire mu se ken team de sa proxy voting no wo mu ntia se ne no ma tia se kina me hwe so obeka ma ne akọ na yakọ akotie sansem we nyina no abasisia
power party me ratio proxy voting.
Okay.
Say the party parliamentary election committee ekot 9 na omo decide say proxy no dey yenye biem.
Okay.
I think say ni na nyama bebre in relation to how our proxy na amafo manipulate no na me hu say
proxy ni say obi to be about obi
because o mean to me me vote about aha na ade a eni say me hu say nkofo bi so hyehyɛ akire petition akose no proxy na ma nemba so mestre party for ade a ni say penema ne baso ye said the party no aye no say make sure say yanko fa ade bi ade basabaye ba anase bi mu bi aba obi na adwini mpokase awia no if it's a proxy no they are you may be from past experience ehun ni say e bi ame enyi eti hei e bi ame bra no e bi akwa na hweme o say mentuma ba omia me se me de me peken afi ya o so bra mate say that means me wanu si boni afi no ugina ho no say apa me ngini nti ene sare wate dia trauma eyina trauma osofo say wo yare nti na ye fa president mo osofo no osofo nkoto osofo de me ngini di sane man ye hwe ni especially say election say as baby o kon baby how ba ene say BUGRI NAABU audio wenye bi etia you can say one day man for say if you are not his northern brother just obi antuma na northern brother nti ho no one year man for to imagine say bio say the year 1 year man for say antuma e na wo kronim na e fili say wo ye nchi wundi a e betimi akohunehunu ajo proxy amade agini so nkoto abama no na party no say no e bi agina na etro kakra nti ye hwe ne ye na ya nkwaje nyoma bi antumo a mama fontin omumu said the election process no I want to say na no na emfa nkabo mu mbwa se pe nkabo mu ne e pese obi akoma dan yem say e free election ade a say nyina aye so original baby original bia the sport ni bia sa proxy asemi na yenja obi a wa betima ba no beto se wontimi mba na bia amone no for na se bia te party ka se ko election development fee maybe say candidate in account ho bomi de kaka so so de bo mo kwa ticket ma no no abeto na ba yenye ne sa na bianko so ye
lawyer Yakobi and Yako Aquatin and Samabarin, and almost as one more pen cambo mupadia, and another so proxy vote once and 70 a day. A new coin set one would you to us at them church him with Sapa Pepe and on the swat church him. Quabrane at the northern region who ye they say yan to a banfa macumfanco now to be memu. Nani pana or to northern Regabia one on a yawa down for power about the over Kennedy team. Now Commander Quenya swan on them got to Waban and Famawa. Besides, I said what another region I just send tribal politics. A jolly woman side, dear, but Obaka to Abandia Kennedy now on to Aban from Kennedy. It is some proxy vote when Quadia. I think so saying Yana no tumubi. Now ya come and penny 40 as yes, a petition or Mopa will bet me out on a dime. Proxy voting and yadia bakosonde na akoso echina hana ATP atena se jansama aba wan krata animno wa ba be pese ni nyina mu ede amaye Lionage Clinic GH4 wa ma daroma na yas wa menya akwanya betena fidiem hanum sia me di show down twemedie no esomo wa mentwa me husima me ba na eja ya pese krata ni nyina mu ede amamo
Abusia yare bay ena ehawo ende to bray no me come for Lionage Clinic Ghana Enfama ahankwa ena abepiemu a ye de bibidro esaw yare abusia se uba bepiemu wa hase ya yesa enam yare bi te say syphilis gonorrhea candidiasis jaripa do na nim se a friend of white no.
Hello everyone, my name is Dr. Maxwell Aziz Mensah. I'm the founder and senior doctor of Lionage Clinic Ghana. Our mission is to provide you with exceptional herbal medicine treatment and holistic healthcare to all our patients to becoming a healthier you. Thank you for trusting Lionage Clinic Ghana. Lionage Clinic Ghana, your #1 healthcare expert.
Lionage Clinic GH4 na yade eda osono womombua empe ebibidro papa emfama na yade no entu enko ATP atena se ATP mama wakwaba
na yasewa mejo so
bibi aboko de
yesu adom na nso
oba de na daroma menso me hu ye papa proxy voting won sensemi wo de wo mo ya adwen se eni kwanse ye gituma na se wo se ye ngintum
na nani kwanse ye gitu because me only say ye kwan bi o mo pese o mo san so fa so na eja o mo di wiem sa de ma Dr. Baumia e wo kroma senti mesra da seja o mo nyimfiro because na obi kutimi kwatena brochire for so many years o ba beto abite ye nipa ba ko se won famla nipa na ode ba no se ni trimu ye se ni trimu nye e bi kro be se vote ni bi enti na me only say ehu hia
okay
ehu ye enti no mo nyimfiro mo fama ye
okay ye busu ya won so no ATP ya adwen se ni kwanse proxy voting no ekoso a na eno de eja wa chro e wo comment section na say e de aba me ATP se ma ba won krata no pense mu mame
okay na ya say before son ye be ko krata ni no say ne ye ma me agrada ye tene ka che papa eno okopie mu e wo court na arehosem ba ko na aya areho pa ye papa say ne lawyers three ni na no entima mba amepie mu e wo court ntino wo mu gusua esre say janka court be boa na nke janka ma beli no enti court ahwese na ko pombo the 2nd December wo mu san so emepie mu e wo court akoya arehosem yes agrada ni enim sa agrada no uhu agrada uhu ni sa agrada ni wasesa ne kala ni nyina asesa ase ye na tetefo ne wi no mso mi etuntum no se bia na esi ano waye ba pa
akoya da no ne ba ne so mfoni se ne ba girl no na ono so na oye kokko pa agrada de eja yesra mo wate mama ma agrada ndi bronya sawo ma ne lawyers nso mo problem ne se yo mambe
lawyers mi ensa ni nyina obi eno mo pie mu ewo hono akwaya rehusem yesi maame ho aya mobododo ye besira da enim se maame wadi sika de wabu amanfu agumu de but at least setting ye better simple krama na eja yate so edi amanom tene ukopie mu social media amafo bewe na ka sisi anakwaya rehusem papa ye edi amaye maame eni kura esia ma enso kopie mu ho no ma na
yete ne nka ache ogusu atwen agrada 15 years
ogusu atwen papa
ana wo shibi mu wa bonten
me de meet chire sisi ane de ene okopie mu e wo court
o ko hwe ne hu keni eni
but ne so kratse
Esiama.
Glada.
Na ashole na wo ho.
Aso wo ho.
Esiama tumi ya ashole.
Oh, you were ya ashole papa ya nyefiri.
Oh, maybe I see wo ho no ma no apebe ma papa o. Na so obetumi atwen 15 years ne dia.
15 years ne dia menya sure de.
Ye be ba na bro gada na baby kura fufita. Na ATP uka ya rehosem ya oni ma rehosem fufra na ya me so bensa.
Dabi ho.
Ma me tokono. Se me ka jam so the case you ko pie mu ECOWAS. Ene ECOWAS abatu egu o.
Oh ye ma me se ne wa ya reho.
Oh, ebusia.
Ye ma mpani je ediem ni na ani ni ye ECOWAS fo so ne na ani.
ECOWAS abo application o ko to ho se ekwan a wo mo fa so a jese wo mbeso wo mu yi ni firi ho no na nye kwan pa ne jese ye de ba fo bo ni si so a ye se e bra da be fa o application pe baby fe nti ene no ya bone gallery na ye bra be ye ina no
ye me de ye ma me wonte ne ho ase na wo de wonja bibie mu de ogini di wo kroma se ne de ogusu agini di ne be koso aka no ne ma pa o ye no kroma se nti ne be senara so de ja wonja bibie se ba fo bone ye nya so ne ina ye
wo ba kra
ye ko yini de afiro no se wono no sa beto aso biem ti no eye wonko fie no nkoda wai
Travo soma kasa
sa wo
fa mama wa bale Travo som se Oza oyegum ne party ni din Ghana Union Movement o se debe o se Mahama etumi bu adwuma na so nani a 2028 on contest one ne members na baba join NDC ne Travo som ne nsem no ATP kwa na ya se wana se bebe die
ene so kopie bon kramante ma oni se demonstration ko so ho
why mo na
teachers for 2022-2023 ye teachers training for no graduate here and still now ye posti wo mo tomato mo hagu mountain so a se eja mo so ye demonstration de den mo frɛ atoys forces atoys forcing anke hu ye budget yan ka odi be share
no allocation bibia nkyerɛ sɛ ye be fa obi anim ya o
what ya sente se no mo buofu ye papa ese wo kwa na ese na buoi
wo teacher training eti university nyam se ye ka no kra me pa meti he wo hu senka yesi su na nka bia wo bi di efutuo bi ema ye ne ade anka etipi kasabre bi anka me pamade ana se bi anka sabre me yetiro like I'm being serious o share abrabo no hu edin abrabo na edin imagine say young girl besi so na ATP o maame na o papa ebe spendi a lot of money se ubeko school level 100 kosi level 400 uwie kura kwan ya obefa so kura be ye national service personnel ye ti o muka 717 cities 715 cities e ya reho obi wo hono ma ye to ne to zavjugo tatale obi wo hono ma bomfo echi obi wo hono ma wagadugu bebi e je se ekure bia se ne ya to na to honom ene rent ya ade a eku amanfo wo krom ha nti sa baba wampo esi so na so ye ne national service na ATP woman 700 and something na bebi a wo bekọ akoda dan ye obekọ akohan de wo bedi ka ho sensem ATP youth esi so ebre o hwe se na wo ko social media ne so na wo hwe se de youth complain a kwabrane esi ne dan esi honom tete single room self contained ebi de ma rent 1200 1500 na ye bia salary ne kura ye say na me aba be high dan 1500 rent control for so bia ne wo mo so wo krom ha na wo mo ne de emre ko menim no menya wo mo ho brankasa because emfa so bia ne wo mo so
na ya se
at the end of the day wo ko school we nyina area ahiegu efiansa wo san be ye hu demonstration say ye post you
and yes so
me my Ghana
ambulance se kuta omo ne so ye 2026 enti enye wu a ye bisa aban sa aban mo na mo dum sika be renew dia ma omo ana asese my Ghana de school ni de esi nyina ye ja na ja bidie ne be ton kura na ha ya sha se aton do krom cause esi school ni eni faso bia e wo my Ghana mo ase na ya sewa
ATP eja fankrata na shomie
okay ene wo ku ada yi de ma me for the Ghanaian point and function krata ni nyina ase na wo be pie mu e wo krata ye ni ma na sebusuafo yi na se ye man pani JDM ni foni e da ha se kama waji ni quote na ni nyina e LGBTQ won sensema abra ne man pani dada na adanko akufado eti abema na agyananki ye hwe senko be sign e de ama ye nenso ekwo wi ase no se ba bia mo de ye nkra krata no kwoto ye na nsa entimi enuru honom na ye man pani JDM do hye Ghana fo nyina bose wo ba ono oyeye Assemblies of God elder ni park asienti no wo ba obehwe na eja wasan e de amaye ye beka Asam George ne ne krusu eso mu ye dede ankasa e wo kromu ase na enye fedi agro da so na me ne wo kase ni ye hwe ni musanke man pani JDM e behwe na eja wa pass out e de amaye ene ye man pani akasa na ne nsama wo ka nyina ene se wo ka kire Ghana fo nyina ene afesoso eye enipa timemufo bi wo kroma bia se eye parliament house omutimi pass out dia wono waye ready waye card baba pa ye se wode nsa ebe hyase na watimi asan apa eye ede amaye ma oman Ghana wo ba bia ni wono wode oba ebe hia ndef tanso na be ma bia ni wono wode utadwe ebe wura be ma to ewo kroma ase ene krata the Ghanaian point ebo wamane enso ewo ha ewo kratafa etoso mienu enso ewo ha se ewo kratafa etoso oye ennan no ene ma mpani JDM ede ato se esi ane esi de no wagina blane akasa wagina ne naso ankasa ese na we se ne nan apachira ene wesi anomatima bande na esi ane nan netima gina blane akasa nti esi de no ahoɔden papa ye abamti Ghana fo etimemufo ye ma respect ankasa emra we esi de ne ma ne kratai e kan wasem enso ewo kratafa etoso so enai enso ewo ha wonya bia na eja wakenkan nyina bi enso ede amaye na ye national security coordinator eye Osman eye Abdullah Razak ni foni eda ha se kama waje ni prosatare kama ena krata ebo ho amane se eye fresh for is o maba na sa aba fresh for o maba no en wode afutuo pa ede ma mo se mo nyina stand ya mo nyina blande esi an mo baba be so mo man Ghana de be ko mo hu bia mo fa hye mo ho di na mo koso enso mo man Ghana na mrepe binom mu betwa so ababa pa ye ne kratai eka wasem enso ewo ha sei na oba na siase so akratafa etoso eye enum no na se baben ena eka sei ena wo kiremu eka sei wa lunch ye scholarship bia ba beboa ema MPs ene omo ye adwuma ewo ye parliamentary honom no wo mo atimi enya so for so ba pa ye ne krata the Ghanaian point so eka wasem enso ewo ha ni foni eda waje ne CPS ai wasan so abo ne tire ne quote kama ne krata the Ghanaian point eba ho amane enso ewo ha sei na oba ne kratafa etoso eye ensian so a na sa kwa no ma memra so na mekọ eye kisi ajabe wono ene OSP sanso ene ye kinoforiata enso ni foni eda ha sei ene ne krata eba ho amane sesi ade OSP de so bo no ode abo eye kinoforiata ene nkofo enso a na so mo ka ho ne krata e kan wasem enso ewo ha sei wunya bia na eja wakomusu kwon wakinkan nyina bi kama so ede amai na no pay ensema the Ghanaian point ede ebaye no ena mato mebo ase aresane nyina so kama so ede amao mede ukwa the Ghanaian Times na abepiem enso wo the Ghanaian Times so a na se man pani JDM ni foni ene da ha sei kama na nyina eya bra okopiem e wo yesidi conference na se no ene wodi esu jade kire Ghana ni na sei si ano yesidi na gina branyo a ekọ nim ye baba pa ese wagina ne national kasenta ma economy net me gina brane e da mind to kire Ghana fo nyina se yesidi ne yema respect na se yema ebuo emra mu ye baba pa ento mo ade bia da wo mo di $dollars di edwa ewo kroma sei eno be ko schools ahodo bebre na ewo my Ghana mu wa sei no na ese na eja wo mo twa school fees a yes wo mo de $10 ena etwa sika ewo kroma sei to so be se da sei esi ana hoden ankasa eda bai wo $10 mtino ye make sure say be ma respect ankasa eda be me kratai enso eka wasem enso ewo asem na ye wash expert for bi ena eka sei ena wo mo ekire mu ka sei ene ye ba no my Ghana mu wa sei ena wo be obi no ogina ye tisru ko pie mo nkramante ma ye mpoano no wo be ko na eja waja ne nan de egu wonom wazi de wi omusimi jijejeja omu nan wo kroma sei no ehwehwemu aba ha se aba ye kire se 5.4 million Ghana de be for aba mo million Ghana cedi 5.4 million Ghanaians ene practice sa de do ankasa wo kroma sei ese na krata de Ghanaian point bo ho amane so wo ha wo de be na eja wakenkan nyina bi eka wo ha sei e de amaye enti no ye expert for e kire mu eka catch the Ghana for you. I say, Mwamu Jam, Nagugu, Guabontin, Basa, ne, a politin, black bones, and no be a Janania Gum, Nedge, and the feature, no one wine, Betty Panya, now, but was his uncle phoning in Anno, a yes, so much as you moon, I may say, Nipa 5.4 million, and a yes, and then Ewo Chroma Saint Munina, Munja, and a clatter, Ekan was and so Ewaha. Now, banning Chem was says, on a interior minister, and Sonin Phony, and so Edasa or Clatafa, a tosso, a dumie, no, and so Ewaha say. Now, clatter, a woman, yes, say, yeah, well, my gun was your mouth of a brenna, as a Muguta, a year, 2 years, a weapons, a hood of a brenna, ready star, and Cassa, Ewo Chroma Saint, and Nimanuya, one more best ladder, Papa, said, Jamon Radamo Berries, and as a wife, so move Chroma Seno, baby, I'm none, and no bedino, and Nibena, Papa, and a clatter. Eka wasem enso ewa ha wonya bia na eja waken kan nyina bi kama so edi amaye me de wo ko daily guide na be piem so ewo daily guide so anes OSB na eka OSB na eka say afi so ye kinu for rata ni phone eda se na nyina eye SML NGR for contractor ese now so ye ka sesika bia be for mbosas nipa enso omo ka ho no ene de ye OSB ankwa no maye kisi Japan wo de so bo no ede abo ye kinu for rata eni mako enso omuka wane kratai enso eka wasem enso wa hase sanso na ye LGBTQ bill no ye man pani JDM so waye ready waye krado ye papa so my Ghana say ye parliament house 40 me pass out waye ready so wode nsa ebe sha ase ede amaye kratai eka wasem enso wo kratafa etoso miensa enso daily guide mu na aba na ase so anes of anko eya abrantie eseja wakotwe ne yire ede besi abonti bon hu nekeda wode aba esi ni shoti said onu a wochira na de wo classroom na hai so wo hu ode adinti na ofanko buku menkwa nkokun de so ode ne yiri si wonu bon naked ebo ne papa pen krata eba wa manesa police for enset makwa koso ni ma krata daily guide eba wa mane enso ewo ha wonya bia na eja waken kan nyina so ede amaite na no pay ensema daily guy ede baye no ena maken kan nyina bi kama so ede amaye na oba na siase so Nessa Asante regional minister ni phone ede ha sei ena wo chem ka se amafo bebre na ede ni omonsa echeche no so se galamsia ati se ewo kroma se Ghana fo ye man pani jedi en hye ye boso obehwe na eja watima blade nyina se ede amaye o man Ghana mu ase no amafo bebre na e ka se wo no wode ne wo frofro sa galamsia ekwa so wo my Ghana mu ase na na krata daily analyst eba ho amane se enya de no kura de biara da enya de ode no frofro ye galamse bia e wo kroma se ne daily analyst eba ho amane enso e wo ha na foni eda se na nima ye mobom to se wo ka kire Ghana fo nyina se ne kudu bia enim so wode ne ho e frofro galamse bia mu e wo kroma se Oban nchemu wase so anese ye man pani JDM ni phone eda ni nyina ye LGBTQ wase esi ano se parliament house e pass out wa ready so wode nsa e be sha se sanso na kino for reata so esi ano ye ankwa no ma ye kisi Japan esi ano wode so bo no wode atabo ne de atu ni tiri so pa ya eche bia court be sha se edu omasema ne krata ni phone eda ha wode nsa esum na no ma krata daily analysis so e ba wo mane enso e wo ha wonya bia na eja wakobusu kwa wakenkane nyina bi kama so edi amaye yegusua ewo daily analyst wonum na wo be piemo ewo asiase soso anese Classy, ho amane se eye Gideon Belko awono na ye MP4 eye Tano North na wo kire mu kase eye 2026 budget se eye NPP and this amani ku na ye ato is force mbegina mpinsie so ekekan ye no as a 50% bia na ye na no da 2025 project bi na se wo mo ent menu na nko mo ni se nkeja enka wo bekinkan sa project ni nyina no ko de be shape se de be ya enka afi no enko awie na nka sa project ni nyina no yetimi ayenenso wantimi anya saa de ne kratai enso ebo ho amane enso ewo ha wonya bia na eja wakenkan nyina bi kama so ede amaite na no pay ensema daily analysis so ede ebaye enso eno no mede ko the new trust na obepiem so the new trust na se parliament for o ma approve aye 10 million tax bia aye India for money India for assign ye no na wo ba na soro ase so a na se aye minority for no wo mo bu afu ye baba pa wo ma pile like e kratafa to so mienu abra eye omo kire mu ekase sa tax ne de enya do mbeje atum nya no ma de achimu china emo nkurasa mo na mo ye minority e wo ye parliamental na se ma de atum kura na wo mo do makoma mu pa de ena de mo beje e de atum ne krata yi e kan wasem enso e wo ha wonya bia na eja wakenka the new trust so e de amai wo the new trust ne mo e na eja krata yi e bo won mane se e ye kisi eja ben wo se na dwuma ye se wo di pass wo SP na nya no na wo di no e wo kroma se tani mani mu ano ye mo ni gallery papa nkasa every ni position a woman e kratai enso e kan wasem enso e wase a wonya bia no wakenka ne nyina bi kama so e de amaye na hwehwemu enso amaye hu se e na wokopie mu galapse site ahodo bebre na wo kroma se ya ye kuafo bebre na edwedwe nnuaba ye di no abonten so e wo honom e na krata the new trust e bo ho mane se e ya de enya kura because chemicals a wo mo difference wo mo difference ase no edi to gold no emboa ye ni padwe to mo be da se mo amfuofuo anase mo kua mo yekua e wo ba bia mo to galamse site no nka mo bejai na afi so mo da desrede e to ye mampani anim se eni mani mo ya galamse no onhwe na eja won bre na se e fa go se yensuo ne yensa se ese yenwa ni so ye ba bedidi akwa eni padwem so no wu ni ye ba be wu no kuro mase ana e na krata the new trust e kan wasem so ewa ha so na anti LGBTQ wa ye man penny JDM kire mu ka kire Ghana fo nyina se ne parliament house pass out no wa ye ready wa ye crowd ye baba se wo de nsa be hya ase ne eja wa sign ne da ma ye se nya dia sa gay ni lesbian le no be koso ankasa wo kroma se ne krata the new trust so kan wa se so ewa ha ma me for the new publisher fa ento so na be piem so the new publisher ne sa sama ye man penny JDM kafa ya anti-gay hono wasi esia no se parliament house pass out wa ye ready so de ne sabesha secretary kan wasem so ase Nyankopon bo 31 January 2026 na ye NPP amaniko no edrom kwa kromoti no kwakoto aba eyi do betu franka na nkasa de ama NPP amaniko ye nya nim se Canada in Japan bra champon Dr. Baobia no mo abikika wonyino mo ye ready papa ye say campaign mo ye no delegate dom kwa kromoti be kwakoto aba de ama nene wo kopie mu wo NPP amaniko ma de cha de sebia ne asemfoforo no na asori de afiri wonom de aba na brochirefo na so mo amono ne no wa bobu afuye papa ni nyina ye proxy vote ya ekoso wono mo senya ade a wo mo beti ase nya ate ase kira ne kratai kan wase mo wase so mo mpo be ba so ebubo senya ade be ba so ba me de kame koye de anka janko mo yi difri ko se kame akoye se wo ba so mo fa sa akwan ne so de favor ni pa bi e wo kuro ma se ne kratai the new publisher kan wasem se ya brochirefo delegate no wo mo bu afuye papa ne kratai kan wasem enso ha abrante wo fankwa ese jawachi ne yiri esi abonte ode ne nofo tabrabai egu so ese ode abasi ni so a wo bonti se de wanya no ne yemu ba wo bo no ne kratai ebo ma ne ese yatimi akwa akochi no de new publisher kratai eba ho amane enso ewa ase ewo daily gist musoso na so be piemo ewo kratai eni musoso na se kino foriata eni krofo enso a ese an ya che wom ne we de do mofo ni aba beto kratai nim kama kratai kan wasem enso ewo ha se sa so na ye NPP amaniko de bia da parliamentary primaries eba be koso ye proxy vote won sensem ne so kratai esan so kan wasem enso ewo ha se sa so na ye anti BTK man penny JD magia tum se Nyankopon bo na se parliament house wo mo pass out no so are ready so ja wo de ne kokromoti no be hya ase no kratai enso kan wase enso ewa ha ma me for the custodian enfa sorry kratai ni na so na be piem so the custodian na se 2025 budget no na ye gideon be ko kire mu ka se 50% bia na ewom no na nka yesen ka bode 2026 budget be na nka ja komoda shem se project be na ho no ma wo mu entime nyen nka ja komo fan na ka 2026 ni be ko awie ne keja yatimi aye ne nso o man timi anye krata kan wasem enso wase NPP amaniko de bia dade chiense bia tokwa ekoso ne nyina proxy voting no delegate no won sensem no kratai enso kan wasem enso wo ye the custodian na wonya bia na eja wato bo asa kenkan nyina bi kama so de amite me for the custodian enso ren krata ni nyina so na ya se wa for de aka nyina enfa meto so for my tiefo adane dan nyina no wo moje brete ku maso online TV TV and our face of friends of Ken TV na ya se wa
okay hana ATP maso Nyankopon sha ye papa ensema ba won krata no so wa pensen ni nyina mu ede amayen ebusia hana ATP ena motene nkana nchekwa mi communicators ebeba betna sineja ya hwehwe nkomo ede afa oh my Ghana ho this so tribal politics won sense be ade akwesi kwaten a wono so ekasa ede ma Kennedy akompre ko hine Japan wakasa de afa ho se ya wonkrofo bi a wo mo ne de wo ma kasa de afa ho wo ma jese wo mo ne de tribal politics no wo ma ya jese e favor wo mo obi ama monti ama me condemn na sema Kennedy akompre ko hine Japan kwa kan yen ono de wo kasa boni biara enemy in fact wo twetwe nkomo no e wo metro na metro TV e no kwatena ya wo ne Paul twetwe san nkomo we ya mehye so be ka me ho ne akọ na yakwa akotie ni nyina no abasisi a
Kwesi Kwaten has joined me in the studio. Kwesi Kwaten is a lawyer and he speaks for Kennedy Ohine Japan. Kwesi, good evening and welcome to the show again.
Good evening, Paul.
The reason why you are here is that Kennedy Japan, the candidate, is accused of delving into tribal politics. There's a video where he talks about he being something about Akan people, something like that. What happened?
I mean, contrary to it, he has been a victim of this tribal politics. Unfortunately, there are some other people who benefit from it. It just so happens that after benefiting from it, they play the ostrich game, play the victim role, and Ken, of course, appears to be like, I mean, somebody who is propagating it. Just like what we see. I mean, if you go to America, for instance, there are some genuine instances where somebody may have committed a wrong thing, but they hide under the umbrella of racism and want to justify it. So Ken is rather suffering and has been a victim of the political abuses, whilst unfortunately and to the contrary, we have other candidates who are enjoying from him. But these are the facts. The facts are that just yesterday, when he met some delegates in the Eastern region, he reinforced and reiterated and of course raised a concern. And that concern, Paul, had to do with the unprecedented levels of tribal intimidation that is happening in certain parts of the north. It is important for me to state clearly that Ken is not divisive, Ken is not discriminatory. Interesting.
What did he say? What did he say in the video that created this problem?
Yeah, his point was the fact that he needed to raise these concerns, which had to do with the fact that if you go to certain parts of the north, his supporters are constantly being intimidated.
Currently?
Yes, there are situations where they have to get chiefs to compel delegates to pledge to vote in a certain direction. Recently, if you recall, when he went to the north, remember there were some delegates who voluntarily came to him and revealed information about how they voted for him, which unfortunately they recorded 0 for him. I mean, he raised this concept, but interestingly, some of these are people who came forth are getting threat of being banished, and some of them also threat of harm. So he just had to lay those concerns out, and of course, I mean, had to emphasize that if that is happening in other parts of the country, if we don't condemn it, it may also embolden other parts of the country, for instance, parts of the South to also do the same. And I think, unfortunately, some of the media reportage misrepresented it. I don't want to repeat the name of the media house on their platform, but they misrepresented it and presented a certain outlook that suggests that Ken is asking all Akans to vote against minority group. I mean, there is no way he would do that.
Look at minority rule.
Minority group.
Minority group.
Yeah, minority, the groupings, I mean, the other ethnic groups. And we believe in the honest, fair, and of course, inclusive policies. But what we also resist vehemently is any attempt to also blackmail us on any religious or tribal lines. Because the record has explained, the history is also there, that there have been candidates, they moved to their home regions, engage in all manner of tribal and identity politics. I personally do not believe there is anything wrong with identity or, let's say, home advantage. I don't believe there is anything wrong with that.
But from here, so
yeah, vote from here. But when you propagate that and then play the ostrich game and then appear victim when you move to the other, your opponent's home region, that is where I feel it smacks some form of hypocrisy and ought to be condemned. So, Paul, the emphasis has to be made on your show that Ken is not divisive. His recent company, the rubber company, employs 360 people. Interestingly, 300 of them are all from the northern part of the country.
Is there another company in the northern region?
No, it's in Greater Accra here, Tema. It's in Tema here. But interestingly, it employs about 300 Northerners out of the 360 people that currently works there. So the point have to be made very strongly, refuting the claims and those reports that were misleading and deliberately misrepresented to create an impression as though Ken does not like Northerners. And interestingly, this thing only resurfaces anytime you are going to have election, where it's almost being used as a tool, being weaponized also by some politicians to create an impression that other group, other tribal group do not like the other. We dissociate ourselves from such campaign, but of course, like I indicated, we also not allow anyone to blackmail us into silence when it comes to religious lines. If chiefs are being compelled to call delegates to ask them or force them to vote in a certain direction, and also there are also delegates that has been threatened against harm, and of course there are also threat of banishment, all on the basis that they support Ken. I'm not sure if you're a leader, you just leave it hanging. Obviously you condemn him and also ask for inclusivity, and of course, I mean, some political.
How is the campaign going? Where is Ken these days?
Campaign is so well. Ken, as at now, is on his 11th region, which happens to be the Eastern region. Just yesterday in the evening, he took a break, has to embark on some few personal rounds, and hopefully in the next 2 days he will also proceed. But of course, our message is really going on well. Our message has been simple. I mean, in 3 phases, I would say it's premised on jobs, yes, and that's what he's preaching. Especially, you recall, Paul, yesterday, the unfortunate incident that happened where young people had to lose their lives in their search of jobs. Of course, Ken is not promising to come and solve every problem in the country, but within the first 4 years that any person will have as a president, with the right environment, empowering the private sector, and of course, taking those bold initiatives and bold decisions, I am very confident that we'll be able to reduce unemployment and create decent jobs for our people. Not only decent jobs, but also even those who are working, who are underpaid. The Ken's principle is that when the economy boosts, which of course there are a lot of job creation, people's salary also going to be affected, and people are also going to live the decent life, so that the American dream that people are living in America, the UK dream that people are living, we can also live the Ghanaian dream.
Which is the Ghanaian dream, which is that you will have a job.
You have a decent life.
Exactly,
job. Decent life. Of course, decent life will mean that you at least have a means of livelihood. So that, Paul, if you want to rent a beautiful place, you should be able to. If you want to change your car, or if you want to have access to car, especially after working for a reasonable period of time, say 5 years, 6 years, this should be basic, and it's also basic in other jurisdictions, other countries. I mean, there is a global trend, and especially when it comes to our jurisdiction, it's on the rise, where a lot of young graduates have to pretend as though they want to pursue further studies. Most of them, recently I was in Canada, most of the students that go to Canada and other jurisdictions, most of them do not even go to school. They just end up driving Uber and engaging in other menial jobs, all because in their home country they are unable to live very decent life and the Ghanaian dream. So Ken is of the view that when you name unemployment to the barest minimum, at least the decency that is associated with the human life and of course the dignity that we all deserve, we should be able to get it as God's children.
That's interesting. There's a narrative that this NPP race may be too tight. Is it true?
I beg to differ. Of course, I mean, I respect those views. For me, especially from where I'm coming from, is a feedback to us to ensure that we really work hard. But from how the grounds are and how the delegates are receiving our message, you realize that the delegates is about 1.16% of the entire general voter population, which is about 18 million, because the delegates is about 218,000. If you do the mathematics, you realize about 1.16%. So at the end of the day, the delegates also are listening to what the majority of Ghanaians are calling for. If you sit in trust, people are calling for Ken. If you enter the malls, Ken. They say it in a very simple language, especially in the markets. More the Ken buy a bed, So I have the impression, I have the conviction that this message is really sinking to the delegates. That yes, all the other candidates are capable. They are all, very great and nice gentlemen. But within the exigency of the moment, the timing, people are saying that more they can buy a better. And for me, that gives him the added advantage, that credibility, that trust. It's not only about marketability, but it's also an aggregation of marketability and visibility. You know, marketability may just be, marketability will have to be acceptability, and visibility will have to be presence. In the case of Ken, maybe unlike all other candidates, Ken is both marketable and visible. And for me, it gives him that advantage, that presence of visibility. And of course, that aspect where a lot of Ghanaians trust him. They place value on him, that Ken is honest, Ken is bold, Ken is patriotic, Ken is somebody who will not tolerate A, B, C, D. Especially at a time like where we believe that most of our challenges has always been issues of discipline. We need that leader who can make strong decisions. I believe strongly that Ken has another advantage. I don't see it as a tight race. I see one of Ken is going to win. I'm looking at between 62 to 64%.
Oh wow, that's interesting. You think Ken is going to win?
Yes. All
straight away.
Yeah, all things being equal, between 62 to 64%. Because currently, Paul, the Brian tampon factor has also changed a lot of the dynamics.
Yeah.
Where, of course, I wouldn't pretend that he's also not maybe snatching some of Ken's supporters, but out of every 10 people that goes to Brian Champo's camp, chances are that 9 of them are from the Dr. Baumia's camp. So he's really changed the dynamics, coupled with the fact that delegates believe that we need to present somebody who Ghanaians want and are ready to vote for. It gives him some added advantage. So I'm very confident that Ken will emerge victorious.
Sɛ kwesi kwaten na yakɔ akwakotie ne nsɛm ade aba ne nyina no ɛfa this tribal politics achesesisi ano between Kennedy camp and Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia camp asɔle ɛwɔ hɔ no nanu disɛm na wɔde atu dwa no mabegyafo atena se agya ye ba betwetwe nkɔmɔ ɛde afa ɔman Ghana ho Kweku Deborah NPP communication team member saso na Laurel Dadzi NDC communication team member mema mu nyina akwa abashonko ɛde aba dwumedie yi so Laurel bibia bɔkɔ de
bɔkɔ na ozo e
oba de na daroma me nso me hu ye papa Kweku na ozo e
oba de daroma me hu ye pa
pacho no ama voice no aba na opposition international na say mo ka say bie
se bibia bɔkɔ de
nyankopɔn adom me hu ye papa na ozo e
oba de daroma
ye de nyankopɔn ase I think say emre no ekwa ankasa ntino ye nsa emre ye betu fa na ejanse mama boaboa no nde no yakasa ede afa ho de kan enrada chese His Excellency John Dramani Mahama ebra chese Chief Justice Bafo Boni ja si ade yaso ani inewie no ensama wodi tu dwa fa ho se onfa hye ni tirim se case biala wo be deal with bia no ejina ho ede ma nipa abrabo futu a meka ne se ye mampeni Edemano no Laurel we take on that any day this whole Chief Justice Bafuboni won sense me
no dey met me akakra ne say wa won say ye mampanyi His Excellency John Dramani Mahama obadwuma ye de akonwa ne ma no NDC for party no ne members ne won no ye adwuma no bia ni madwuma His Excellency John Dramani Mahama wo kroma nisem na oka no sese Mahama akonwa no otisi no oprega na yedie because they nkonya ne kohye nkofo bisa ama mo se Ghana pamsam ama o man ye wo kire but His Excellency abayi ono the pepe to the dawo on ye man of justice it is say ya appointed Bafo Boni Chief Justice na o de mbrane be ye di opebia no ye nya ne sa because ye nya ye o man baako Ghana wo ni ye enti so many be ya ejina mene what they make say. So it will not come to a point say Chief Justice ebekwa ko rule in favor of NDC and I say obeserve ye nyina no wabeso ye nyina e bia na make say sebi nyansa eni ba ku fotrim His Excellency John Dramani Mahama oto no onkofo musutu ne fo it the Chief Justice ya appointing abano adwuma no oba be ya mo my Ghana o me se oba ya ma NDC fo there be etim to enkofo bitrim eti de John Dramani Mahama e kan say Chief Justice bana oba no on be som ye nyina ono kra na se waka so won comment na e kona nenam social media and say so wo na bam on so your party member na so do betina kunyan so if you go astray to the rules na emrani no undi when your friends so o man panyini papa enye enkofo bi dia ye hu ye aketa eketa she say koso proye dreams e che kra no excellency former president Nana Adanko Akufo-Addo on the mental video so ndi na tamimi ni panyini bi atem na juwo be boy sana wadasna ni na wi de egu abonten sika manfo de di wo kroma no yakoka Ghana fo man den e mayen ka president excellency John Dramani Mahama de oti akunya izun on de osepepe no oye de ope anything o appoint chief justice obetimi aye de aye adwuma no it wa catch and say onfo no kredie enye den enfo bebu amemu na 2 million de ye da hye nsan obu ade 2 million na de ope no oye den oye but obi so so de mana o mani ye nti ogene ho emma bibia de ekoye se de Ghana akwakodu no ya reset Ghana no ya reset ya ma Miami nuanom NPP fo yo won say adwuma Dramani Mahama ebo no we die ye betene kira de ache eti na de betimi aka ne say oba be ye adwuma na Ghana man no amba say oba ya ma NDC fo
okay kwekwe Debra mama ntie won so take on
I think so Miniana can sing bebre na simple but the way the call wada ye na mani mu ayede na mani mu ye de pa ni mani mu ayede ene mo na mo say inflation about single digit inflation enso ene ade a first now the 5 cities to and also the 7 cities neto this is the kind of mani mu ayede aminu ano ye de kama minia topic ya odi amami enra mi hin topic na me say papa we asema o kai no that he really understand what he said. I didn't tell Mikasa. Senka obi fufro kra ne kan na His Excellency John Dramani Mahama ne kan ya. Enka enyemeya. Onim se ansemfo okache onua Paul Bafo Boni no. Me friend onua because oye old student of Konongo Dumase. Okay. And Konongo Dumase enuanom nti obi a owie course bia ye friend onua. Okay. Onua Justice Paul Bafo Boni no. Se enka John Mahama anka enka ye. Because this is the first time a certain president what to me a supervisor the dismissal of a chief justice over whimsical excuses and yawo enipa ewo krom ha His Excellency John Dramani Mahama na ena ma ye awe se ono de eba gender equality gender equity otiase nti se eba ema yi edie nti ne sa no eye na be de akire okofa oba ye niaye maame na anaje no poku agema say o me vice president but this is the case in the history of the Fourth Republic a sitting president has supervised a whimsical excuse of the dismissal of a sitting chief justice and if you are giving out an advisor this shouldn't be the advice that you should give to the sitting chief justice. Because His Excellency John Dramani Mahama no all the campaign oban into abono. Oban Ghana 40 years say at that time no, our Supreme Court was not having a representatives of the NDC on the Supreme Court judges board. So when he comes to power, a bench, he is going to make sure he's going to employ majority of NDC lawyers and NDC judges. And that is the agenda His Excellency John Dramani Mahama is now pursuing. And look, it is an agenda, it is going to jeopardize the very foundation of our democracy. Okay. Of which His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, I'm a Ghana 40 years, or no, a back kabima min kabia memua on tiasie, onim de idea. Nessa untino was supervising such a very deadly trajectory. And look, Miniaba, they said the all party and they say every party that comes to power. And the position of the Chief Justice office is coterminous to the party that's in power. Because this is a very bad precedent, a very dangerous precedent that His Excellency John Dramani Mahama Wateki. And this advice should go to His Justice Onua Paul Bafo Boni. Said the advice he should take it very at heart men kan say on fan to na koma so na onye ehu adwuma because obi life and ye didi agro and wa be dru ba dia wadru
okay
na mu mpanyifo wakasa bia ya no moka omo say se wa ma oyonko entwa nkwa untemu you have supervised such a symbolic such a whimsical excuse to dismiss an innocent soul all because you think say she doesn't share the ideologies of your party into the sound you have succeeded but among kind who say from and so on now and a son of channel it is going to affect them and now come about say NPP by Katase share project Muamu Minister of Finance answer na mobile bemu now he was at the law court for corruption case mobile what have you guys done to it it is a Ghana for nyina den anim sem ye hye ye mobile ye se wo fa otutu abura wo busu apanyo be ma won abura hweni tutuyem sei anamo sei na masha ase na ekowie no ye de yesum brembre kase mu wa mo fa ye den mo fa ye Ghana for hwem.
Okay, yabusi akweku Debra ena yetie wono so ne submission ewo efutu aye mampeni His Excellency John Dramani Mahama edema Chief Justice Bafo Boni. Yebe next topic for discussion. With your full mandate, I will bring more investment to Ghana. Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia ena eka sasemwe Laurel.
Onza minu ya ikasei. Onza opposition ya. Nokre ya enso wose ye de yeka. Mekasem kakrabi afa adewo opuni case oni adongo mobile mobetina akono say 8 years after bibiano mo say bibiani omo fine asema ababeto aye kan aya na NPP for ne yawo no ana mo de ye omunoma bi ani enti o mase say ye from kwa no munam TV so no mo kasa ye adwuma na ye no ye dim say we are doing the right thing mameka asem we nsho Bawumia this some more can be NCC so economic messiah se said the near digitalization and some brain or compo to not all can on vice president even the MPP for no crown said Bawumia di omuyammo and you may be me some money quite man ya to abandon or investment man or deba only share the back Miss Samu ayana and Sembiwana say kasa yem frama onamo to and as a mukani treason into aboa na okay can dey about to am for trim say Ghana e di bia ba ye ni ate papa okay dia Bawumia kika so about investment paper what so what say 8 good years I didn't at me ye what me anya hia mo my Ghana etia na nsem bi o mo kika ana me mbese me kwa me hu sa enyoma na ekoso na me hwe sanema no me ni time me read this sanema no because e ha me ya ma full mandate na kwese wo bobo ni ma chance o pack so se bobo oh ya bobo ni wie na ya o ka ya ma me isi ya me kasa asem no eti dia excellency former vice president Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia ekeka no me dia ene Thomas me hu na ikura na ma me dia ma flip na me dem come baby eti on ti me mba emfa investment bi amba sika na manfo ba be di no kroma eti enya possible ene na me mabre ene o makwakoye na me dia beduru ano eti am pese me dem me kasa bebre so what dem make na intimate tin sem mi say ana asa me hu dia me ya me ho ya reset Ghana ya resetting NDC is going to sit on the throne forever and ever ekwakoye one party state ye met me akan nti dia Bawumia kan dia investment oni bibi on the Ghana digitalization man economic messiah ye ko from ba hu onu ni better as Ghana ye kwankwaje bosia eso de kwasha IMF esa kwaje bosia nti na nsem no keka no onim de okeka nti onkotena ekire no hwe ne ye na onsua de ne no mbra
okay kweku Debra maminti
I think when we had this submission will make you like what's an American I was who on the topic in India. Like frankly speaking, have you taken your time to read the topic? No, not about baby you didn't prepare before you come in here. The reason is look, I think the NDC as a political party doesn't understand the structure of governance. Seriously. And no wonder he's exhibiting. No wonder. When you were talking, I kept quiet. Listen to me.
And ya obi a okasa nkoana ye kasa ebia nipa no nkasa wo. Obi betime kasa. Ya me ma me book. Ebia I will be better than you. Kasa de ko gina wuti meka. Me pacho de meka what de meka na say. People will talk. And then I former president Obama.
Medje in the time I hope.
Medje in the time. Me mama no kra no. Say and send me one we shouldn't debate about it. Hwe me kan kra cho. Mama ko gina.
You know.
Mama ko. Mama ko. You submission. Me say where we are the point line many points in there. There be me for me there.
Me fans na wo betina say me catch all say each and every one time say and
me by me can wo there. Me come me there. Me pa cho. Wada ma can wo there. Me pa cho can wo there me say.
Yanko.
Kwaku can wo there. Me kwaku can there.
These are now the things.
Propaganda na mfa.
Some of us have been in this game for quite some time now, so these things are not new to us. In the normal say or yes sir. You see, you asked a simple question. Said Dr. Bawumia said we should give him the chance to, send Ghana to a different level.
Yeah.
Look, say Dr. Bawumia, he's saying it in a full mandate. Say, and he's not making empty political poetry.
Yeah.
Because opinion bia waye bia maye hupe.
Sure.
He is a leader who believes in systems. The case systems investors answer na sebe investors ebe from no ne ade omusika aba be share economy bi no mo no. Just omo say dey oman no mo wo kwan a mo fa so ye den eye mo niema. His Excellency Dr. Bawumia has proven time without number. Say this one
no, yeah, me too.
Very, very bad, frankly speaking.
Me too.
His Excellency Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia has proven time without number. Say, what's a digitized economy? I say, he understands the modernity in governance. You get it? Look, this is the same person. He championed the Ghana card, the production and the distribution of the Ghana card system. And look, on mind biya, on mind for no, on identity biya no. You are doing things in a haste. You are doing things out of vacuum. And this is somebody who believe say before say economy be able to impound. And what say a near my buama economy to impound. Yes, you get it?
Yeah.
Ebini your friend is saying the home address system. And then can answer na obeko obi fie no just yakasa ne mudu ha lotto kiosk bisia bisame say wo kwa so na sifi and eno ane say wo ba share Google address.
Yeah.
Then the place that you are going it will show.
Sure.
That shows say on mine you are ready to do something for the economy to improve. You get it? Yeah. Look, anya bi ne nkukon keten anya bi ni 24-hour economy no they couldn't even explain to Ghanaians what they were coming to do, what they would do to even make it sustainable.
Sure.
And now it's omo year budget no mo dia shame 2025 budget mo di shame 2026 budget the same thing mo sa dia shame. And that is a government that uti say onim she about government. And my brother was talking about Dr. Bawumia Babemu 8 years. How can you tell me this? So currently are you trying to tell me say Nana Jeno Pokwajima is in control of the economy? Mm-hmm. That means you yourself, you don't even understand.
Or say economic master.
Please. Oh.
It's here for Ghana, Mano.
L'Oreal.
Look, if we are to go this tangent.
Like, Okasa, me so me time in entire entertaining.
And just go straight to. Of course, yes, Anna. Me chain.
Yeah, you sound in the free mountain. Yes, I am.
That's fine. So the issue is His Excellency Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia. Onuna oka sema okasa obeja. And then I am working at the health sector. It got to a time. Snake vaccine. So waka obi a home. Ansa ni ebenya vaccine. Edi awo se nipa no. Ana snake venom mechanism anti snake di awo se nipa no. Ni abre. And they due to zip line. NDC for opposition. Omo current minister for communication, right? Sam George was criticizing this drone delivery for medical product system. But and I say you video be our call you how the thing operates no original na feed your born in some. Look, the fact that we are doing politics doesn't mean say whatever thing that is going to benefit the country we should criticize
against it.
Look, me and say NDC ba na me ka say e bia de o maye no omo ye ade bi na be bo o man na me metena ha and say be politics I have to criticize it, I have to bastardize it, I have to make a fool out of it. No, that is not how you teach your mind. And this how kind of thing you first teach your mind. And it's all better now. Now that's an idea. Look, you are doing simplistic politics. That is not how we do politics. And the next time, no say, if you want to attack an issue, attack it from the angle of the pros and cons. Asema papa yakan on to me saint na me si on to me e bia asema papa yakan obetumi aye denti saint na obetumi aye me de me kwaku da bra meti ha minim His Excellency Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, the track record of Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, his agenda that he has championed when NPP was in power as a vice president, no any ebini sa drone delivery system, the Ghana card addressing system, and even mobile money interoperability. This is somebody who believed in a digitized economy. Oko USA, Oko Canada, Oko Australia, Oko Britain. These are the systems that they put in place. A boy and then no me no tie. Yenya UK yebeko, yenya USA yebeko, yenya Canada yebeden. Yebeko. So if you try to bastardize everything that His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, Oba pro. Our car say Oba nursing training allowance, Oba continue to ya. About automatic posting system no sade ba no. It was something that we said no. Though we may have varied ideas, we may have different ideology with respect to politics, but as some papa yakan so obana se Ghana for the 2 minimum note ni ya dia idea be bo na ss no what you say me nuanom mu kuma omofi and so nay oba and the finance minister say 2026 they are not going to employ nurses. Yeah. This is how when they were John Dramani Mahama 1, when he was in opposition from 2012 to 2016, this was how that backlog of nurses started. You created that problem. Akufo-Addo came and solved it. No, even Akufo-Addo couldn't solve it entirely. But the problem started from John Mahama 1. You get it? This is the problem you created. Akufo-Addo came trying to solve some of the problem. And now you are saying that 2026 you are not going to employ nurses. That means 2027 you are going to employ. Do you know the number of batches of nurses in the house? It's imagine, Nyame Fasama, 2028, Ukofi. NPP abamba, you are coming to blame NPP say now nurses na egu fie no we now creating. Meanwhile you couldn't do certain things properly and then oko constituency bia NDC office sika wasn't ye tua sika wasent ye tua ye friend is saying ye tua nurses kano sika wasent ye tua nurses kano enei ye de ba NDC for constituency office ye tua NDC for without doing anything.
Do you have evidence on
national executive never kind? I see every month there is a free Jubilee house. His Excellency John Dramani Mahama. Etiama NDC various constituencies the whole across Ghana no. Say sikano, ya de ba na say yentu omoka 10 months ni no. Ye betimi ye tu omoka. This is Abanya Owo opposition. Abanya Owo opposition. They were just criticizing everything. Omoka chere Ghana for say Akufo-Addo artist kakutri dia kwakotu amena which is your friend is saying National Cathedral. And His Excellency John Dramani Mahama when he met with the clergy, also National Cathedral was a very good initiative started by Akufo-Addo. And something when you were in opposition you were criticizing. So should we be criticizing anything? It's my mother. When you get the opportunity to come and sit here to educate Ghanaians, Yanche Ghana for the Amanofo, Omo policies are made by the Ghana for just say the politics for the sake of politics.
Okay, Kweku Debra, Meda was ye papa.
Me pese ka me bo ba omi anu asem me onu anasem why from so but we on say Africans. Laurel.
Laurel.
Bibini panic cry.
Laurel, I am the host for the program. Laurel, I am the host for the program. Respect my viewers. Want me bet na hanum say yeah the time and a year juma. Now at least I'm definitely going to give you time. Who will be bika? Ebi ananami will be bika. I'm going to give you time. Now waka bibi. But if you try to disrespect my viewers, I am not sure some entertaining man. Before you sat down, make sure say the time na age. I gave you time 5 good minutes. Say, faka the oba say okay nyina no. You told me say wa bread na baby awakwa ne nam ne ade nyina. Until at the end of the day, ni say nipa ne making a submission na wo bo remu sana. Who affect me nkrofo a wo mo jebre. Esai wo ma da ja wo ma to bando e dey show me program ne please. Kindly accord my viewers some respect. Why? MC I be right third topic for discussion mo. The third third topic tribal politics. Tribal politics ye be say enne no ade a chese etumi eboa and as tribal politics ade a emwa L'Oreal ba mintie we take on that.
Answer na me kono ya say show ni na ye it's not can be say me board you be me brighty but I say me viewers share.
No, listen, I don't have any, but you have to signal me. Okay, I want to say something. I'm definitely going to give you
problem about mini problem about what you are saying. On say from Baumiana and Numasem, Ghana for ye pamacho, ya yam from so. Me ye bibia me evidence. Nam kame boss audio no kind me jai. Me boss audio no. It is said no claw ho. Na ase yempesi ye beka nipa na onwa yam from so na begina simpie so akase Ghana for mo fan chain ye pamacho ya yam from so ye ntie masema fine the person na wa be pa chow no onu anim se wa nye adekwa se oyeden oye no se meka so obetie de me meka na eti se bia me bra yi abetena se na o kan bibi se e bia ba o me be se ye fra bibi adansi krum me betena fidie so de bia me ka cho said 4 years and now Dubai or yen Juman, me could be bia me come, me ko epi TV I am because na now be bo or ye Jumano. But in the next 4 years now 1 year adieno. Yen say adiana de anko ye. The same thing implies to dear Dr. Mahmoud Baumia Ebeye. L'Oreal. Me attack na Debbie never question this one. Debbie never question this one. The miniature all can. And some you are all can probability Baumia ya na 1 year. And you let buy. And you did he implement it? No, did you listen to his mistake? Me tie your kind no, but me mana say asem na ono all kano. Nipa na onwa ekotu franka ma o mine no. Zipline ba o mi aye ya ejuma na ejuma. Oh, L'Oreal. Zipline so did you see him or did you hear him mention anything about? He is talking about the things about o mi aye. The topic me mau topic. The topic a day before is for you to rehearse on the topic. Say you make your submission. No. Favoritism. It is not about favoritism. Me obi and one ma oba show so bet me atana hono maka say I favor one side. Me people even think say me favor end this. No, it's not about that. Before. But baby, it is something that me will nana asema be pese me nua hu no on say eche no ba be dane enu tie ma me so me kan asem no L'Oreal me the time na ye adwuma no okay, let's go to the next topic now what's the next topic ni tribal politics emwa and say emwa okay tribal politics in a way I wo kan like in Ghana no ye ne afa bibi say tribalism me too quite sabuchi no but me who those kind of bibi say ni say I met a lot of people me will be free other country yen be share ye nipa baako me kan ba be si asem so nana tie asem na me kan me start free bia me ba be kan abesi asem so tribal politics amoka no okroma no eye ade bia emboa oman Ghana de make what de make na say okay de make asem ansa na obekire akora say obekire na de no say we starting free and akora be kasa no you have to start from ABCD so when I'm making my suggestion no don't think say ebia the person is not making sense but ebia wo bet na no obia ni na adwena na obia ni the conscience because ebia the bride can free no ebesi asem so so when someone started ebia obi kan sama memo obi hu say ebia like nipa ne suggestion no making doesn't make sense I don't so salvation no ade na ana make one thing a kire asem bia obia ni sibre me de ade kire me de ade bia no me bia me free ban my bread if I'm making my suggestion now also the main call adwene ko na nyani pa ba konkwa na de eti o program na o den o show TV no wait are you now talking about the topic about the tribal politics or you are saying the make no be si asem so say about tribal politics na ye wana wan okay yenye nipa ba ko ye make what the make na say we see me for santimem we see me free bunu we see me free ye nipa ba ko about tribalism ye hu ntoabo a made NPP 4 year example we ko na simpie so a okan we see to we free we see me free akamam we see me free say eti okoto aba to me no mwan ye na ye kan ye wumbom as nipa ba ko ye ade ba ko teamwork is the most important thing ese didi juma they make what they make na say so papa mu ba say we free eto da na bia me fanse me asantini anase me fantini na bia se bi ni otie e bia ofri oyevotarian na bia me hu betimi aka because of said tribalism ni no etimi den etimi moayen but na etimi kan ye bomba ko say ye penokora ye nya etu anamo it is going to what help us together with what we stand.
Okay.
Nana de make what the make say it is about tribal politics no menye den me ne omo nya adwen say e bi obi ko gina we eche na obi ko gina we echi sebi e buy we nya ye one people maybe see a history no near say His Excellency former president Awenyan baby call Jerry John Rawlings onye asantini and on free emma ka say na NDC e votarian kwa but no now NDC is everywhere ye ni papa so what you say into about tribal politics now we see me gina no anything emwayen it me bet me ka just say so together we what we stand and what we build. That's why Americans say that in God what we trust. When we can say in God we trust now mu gina ade ba kuma gold oil diamond what their resources that they are having over there it almost come with omoye omai bako enti about tribal politics na di yimu ba no and I say me the me no nya adwen
okay Kweku mama ntewe your take on this whole tribal politics 5 minutes remember na
5 minutes which is 3:49 so I'll be closing around 3:55 I'm just flabbergasted by Mimiano the way and manner the tangential way that he's communicating but all the same I'll pardon him for that. Nana, currently Ghana we are being ruled by a party that has over the years benefited from tribal politics, which is the NDC. They have historically benefited and weaponized tribal sentiment. Look, the NDC survives on tribal politics to the extent that currently all the various institutions the level of tribalism going on there is sickening. Look, and can mind ye FFN FSE in minor I mean different tribes coming together to form a nation no careful. But certain people don't want that unity and that cohesion to go on as a country. But the mechanism both NPP and NDC one way or the other, we sometimes utilize that, or we sometimes get triggered out to say the beya ibenya to me. But this current government, they are the highest beneficiaries of tribalism in this country. You get it? Say Obekaya, Abranti beyond there, I didn't say Tamale, one of the northern regions on the MPO in 2016. Okoka Assembly in the constituent. I think Honorable Suhuyini. I can't quote him verbatim, so I stand to be corrected. To be corrected because in Nipani Yanibia or Beyini Huan. Okase at that time, 2016 campaign. John Mahama is from us, so let's vote for him. It's normal because look, if somebody is coming from this part of our country, Ashanti region. Now he's in my side or he's on my side. Now me person me campaign man, now me woman man. That is what I would do. So tribal politics depends on your the current situation you find yourself. But you make it more exhibiting or money more clear. That is one thing that was all doing. We are very careful because it's very dangerous. And unim aban we won why bibia manabro so to the extent say what that allegation it is alleged say even there were certain names of some of the institutions who say bia within cry say that here you be you free position and I be pam it is alleged when this current government came into power. You get it? From a certain tribe. You get it? And now even the appointment this current government, do you know, say, Mampong, Omuyi MC as a DC, there was an issue. Sabreno, Nana, Yankopon Fanny Cranes, you craft for Mokachums who were money mutia. Because untimi mami chrome, and someone what's the patron. So, times without number, the NDC has utilized and weaponized tribalism in this country when it comes to politics. But that is not the way to go. What is the way to go? The way to go is, look, I have friends around. Me na mfo nyina, ma fa nyina. Oni momo one guy, we are not in. Adamu, we are not in. Very intelligent guy. He's not an Asante. I am an Asante. Okay. So we should rather try to mine the intelligent ones from and found say or if that person doesn't qualify, I should just give it to him. No. Omo qualify no, irrespective of your race, irrespective of your color, irrespective of your tribe, you should be given the appointment. But what shall buy remudia? Omo ye bibia magana for who say omo de tribalism no. Esan say that is their victory card in Intino. They just do it glaringly for everybody to know. Eti bi de meeting aka ne say ye ma wakonya say be di o man ni mu a enye bibia na se be wo say wo ka ana say oye e ma manfo hu say wo ye yi mu ana say oye bibi say what let me patch on eti mintimi blemu NPP mintimi blemu NDC but omo a omo ye e ma ne dead pa eye mi nuanu omo abemu eye
okay kweku meda wasiye papa in fact emre no e continue o last and final word 1 minute
I think say mechia the good people of NPP in Ashanti region. Okay. Na Machia Michael Oseibuatin Pope, the former Afro regional organizer. Na Machia Nana Mampuma, the current Ashanti regional women organizer. Na Machia Jennifer for you are me mama baba kope. Na Machia His Excellency Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia. Na Makati to see a hene to a hene for say. Mama His Excellency Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia. Enko. No or and swadi na say the party in Ghana senensa or the Ghana a different level
okay meda wase L'Oreal also 1 minute to be a
NDC party members ni nyina Asukwa constituency and I'm regional chairman Nana Kwesi yes Sunday no and vice mu na ye kwaye bi omo modern pa yeah so mo de party na kwesi mpempen so ana mechia me na from Germany osemela enenere omo Hanover ya mechia omo su nyina elebu atimu nyina so Hanover Germany ntino
okay
why
okay meda wasi ye papa ebusia ye kweku Debra NPP communication team member so na L'Oreal Ajenim Dadzi NDC communication team member na ne meto ensa efre wo be ka me ho aye twetwe enkomo edefa wo man Ghana ho in fact comment section na se na nyasem keto amanfo ntiase na ntia me pon 4 o'clock ebisi mi mie phone nice me read the comment ni ade but unfortunately emre ena me di ejuma trust me say nyame ya do na Thursday no communicator eba ade a me bie phone lines no e de ato me in fact Emilia wo comment ne de do so ye papa nyampe na Thursday me bie phone lines no e de atum na from next week air console no ye be no NPP because NPP abato ne be baso ntino NPP Bawumia camp na e bia Kennedy camp ne no ma be di ehia na ye ne wo mo atwetwe nkomo Brian Champion camp anase bia Kennedy camp or Brian Champion with Bawumia camp ne no ma betina ha no na ye ne wo mo atwetwe nkomo nti from next week no trust me say sa pepepe e na ye be ye no djuma kwa je sende wo mo so amase ametumi e de djuma de ye be so mo e ye Lionage Clinic GH me ba cha wo ye bema wo bema no aye ketwa wo de ne ye full stop wo de ne ye koma anase wo de ne de wani bo ba ni ma na just wa pepe de egu honom de a me ba cha me kan for Lionage for de ama ko hu wo mo na wo mo ma wundru a be twe bema na ba bo nti wo mo ma wundru a just wo chi na oba so na wo si wa gege ma wo ba na kasa no ebetumi etuche ede ama de bia me kam se bema de wo pese unya respect wo fie a wo sisimu e na kirebuo bema wo bema nya adwuma bema we ni bo oba so anu apepe bema wo de ne bo honum kitua bi oba ne de ko nenum kura na bibia amba de ye ka bema wo ye bema ma ye sha ase nto opono wa tamfo anim oba won so no fibroid e ya de atese e ha wo ye papa awo ho nsensem e ye problem e de ba wo be pa choko ho Lionage Clinic GH yare biare wa ekita din bia wo man mu no e ya de atese wo mu wa nu edura wo metumi e de ama wo mu ye adwuma Mondays ekosi Saturdays anopa 8 am ekosi enwumre 6 pm a free consultation to will be memona frɛ wɔ mo a wuntie sike bia wan kran ya me pacho frɛ 0559658403 sa so na wo kumasi afrɛ wɔ mo 0558143438 na one wɔ mo entwetwe enkomo mamenda production team ni nyina se hana ATP ono the newspaper review ne beso mo camera ene MCR so kwadwos yaboa ne sanwe juma na etweguru sa na executive producer so Mr. Daniel yaboa nyankopon share wo nyina mo so amoje brehwe adwumedie no from Kumasi Online TV, Thick TV and our face to Friends of Ken TV mo so nyankopon ehwa mu nyina me so ametena adwam adwumedie beso mo medi ene nana ya se wanyame ya adom ekina exactly 2 p.m. ekosi 4 p.m. nana ya me no mo bedi ehia se ekina de mebie phone lines no edi atum na mo amopese mo frɛ nyina no motumi afrɛ abadwumedie no so for na ne de makram nyame ya adom ayebesan so edi ehia stay safe
ebusuafo memo bibia akwaba eye musumfo Dr. Aziz ena menimu etwetwe nkomoyi wo ye bema wo tie mi wo Ghana hase anase wo amanone pacho tie mi wonim se yade ba ko a ema mbema ahode won paso eba fom pa yade efe ne diabetes anase esichi yade mbema bebre na no mo battle diabetes na ade ebufu kwa ne se ombeka che bema se obede edosuwa all your life me pacho enya de papa na obibi sese ekwan be so na diabetes etuma be ma eyemre ebusua eyenoma 9 pachotie mi dedi kan ye friend diabetic neuropathy HSA be ma nerves na etumi ma be ma no etumi pagya no diabetes etumi se no 2 ye wo dia ye friend no atherosclerosis HSA be ma diabetes e block moja from flowing into your penis inti sa moja betumi aboma o penis ne etumi pagya no entumi enye diabetes na ede eyesan deto so miensa diabetes etumi ma hormones na yefa testosterone no a ema bema esipi esita no etumi eba fom ene yefa hormonal imbalance and the last thing amede beja mo say diabetes se wo diabetes a enuro na wo fa a yefa anti-diabetic drugs no ne side effect na esa so etwe ne ho ema bema eyemre e won paso ebusua wo go through any of this problem mpacho fa na ma ye good screen isu sisi ya na wo frame na ye ntwetwe nkomo ye hu ekwan ye befa so a ye bema wo diabetes na abafom na yetumi asaso aboa na wo performance akosro na wa ye bema wesipi na wesita edase
Audio